So, Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 came out and it's so good. The game launched on Steam with great reviews and record-breaking numbers, even breaking the Steam store during launch. And yes, I know Toby Fox took around 4 years to come out with these new chapters, but hey, at least we got 2 of them. Now the gameplay, much more polished, better mechanics, better animations, amazing lore, and of course the music. Toby Fox games are known to have exceptional music, which makes it as important as the gameplay, as the 2 of them work together so well and give these amazing experiences. Today we're going to be discussing all the major leitmotifs found in the soundtrack of Deltarune's Chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. But first, let's know what a leitmotif is. A leitmotif by definition is a recurrent theme throughout a music or a literary composition associated with a particular person, idea, or situation. In simpler terms, it is a tune or a melody that shows up again and again in different songs, and it's used to represent a character, a place, or even a moment. And Toby Fox loves doing this. It's basically his signature style. You'll hear the tune once in the back and then it randomly pops up in one of the most hardest bosses in the game, where you have to unlock the boss, you have to complete a set of random side quests correctly, or you gotta start the run again. It's basically what makes the Deltarune soundtrack so catchy and memorable. So in this video we're gonna look at the biggest leitmotifs across chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 and rank them on my leitmotif tier list. The Don't Forget leitmotif is derived from the song Don't Forget by Toby Fox and Laura Shigihara, and it is used like the main theme of Deltarune. It's prominently used in all the chapters of the game, and it's the most common and the most well-known melody so far.
When the light is running low and the shadows start to grow and the places that you know seem like fantasy, there's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold, with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.
And these are the songs which use it. Time to rank these leitmotifs, bro. First up, we're gonna start with Don't Forget. Now this is the main theme of the game. Without this, I think the game would be really useless. So for Don't Forget, easy S rank, easy S tier, dude. You know, oh my god, it's going in S tier, dude. Yep. This leitmotif is associated with the Roaring Night. In general, it's used to show the emotion and the values of the night. Alright, the door. Now, for the door, other than its use in the Black Knife, which is really good. Black Knife has the only good use case of the door leitmotif. In the World Evolving and any other song, it's just so minor, and the door theme is good. I think door has to go in B rank. I know some people are not gonna like this, but I think door is going into B rank. Yeah. The legend leitmotif is used to show the legend of Deltarune, which basically revolves around the Deltarune prophecy. It is divided into parts 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Alright, now we got the Legend. Now Legend is a classic. I mean, this is as classic as Don't Forget, so I'm just gonna put the Legend also. Nah, I'm gonna put the Legend in A tier. Not everyone gets S tier, bro. The Legend is good, but it's like super backward. So I'm just gonna put the Legend in A tier. Yeah, A tier it is. The Lancer leitmotif is related to our pocket buddy Lancer and also his dad, the King. Alright, now time for Lancer. Lancer as a song, it's good when you first hear it, but it kind of gets annoying a little bit sometimes in the song because they have so many tracks using the Lancer leitmotif. I mean, there is some connection, but even in the Rouxls Kaard, even in all these, it's used good, but I think Lancer really shined in Chaos King. I mean, in Chaos King, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm biased. I like Lancer as a character, so I'll just give it tier, dude. Lancer's in tier. The world revolving motif is also known as the freedom motif, and it's generally used in the bonus bosses of the game, and this also has two parts. the world revolving. Easy S tier. No questions asked. Freedom motif always gets S tier. I mean, whoever put freedom motif anything below an S, I think they're stupid. The Lost Girl motif is generally associated with the holiday girls, Noel and Des. When you hear this tone, it generally implies that there is some relation to them in one way or the other. There's also 2 parts to this theme as well. Alright, Lost Girl. I mean, I have good association with the Lost Girl soundtrack, and I really loved it in Raise Up Your Bat. I mean, in Raise Up Your Bat, the way they use freaking Lost Girl leitmotif, it's the cream on the top, dude. Really good song. When Raise Up Your Bat is so good, but when they use Lost Girl, it just became top dog, dude. But all the other songs in Lost Girl, they all sound the same, so it's a number 1 C rank. I'll give it C rank just because there's no one going into C rank. I never listened to Girl Next Door or what Ferris Wheel. I never listened to these songs. I mean, you might really love them, but personally, this is my tier list, so I'm just putting it in C rank. Queen's theme, nothing more to say, also has 2 parts. right, for Queen. Now for Queen, 2021 was a really weird year for me. I really remember it vividly. But one of the best parts of 2021 was listening to the Chapter 2 soundtrack. So I think Queen is a really good soundtrack. It has nostalgia in heart for me. I mean, Chapter 1 soundtracks, I wasn't that into the game when Chapter 1 came out, but I started becoming a big fan when Chapter 2 came out. But I've seen the Let's Plays, I played the game, but it was like, oh, it's like Undertale, but Chapter 2 did it for me. And I have a special place for Chapter 2 in my heart. So for Queen, I'm just gonna have to give her A tier, dude. Queen, I mean, come on. Queen gets A tier.
A, D, D, U.
Leitmotif belonging to the DJ music trio Sweet Cap'n Cakes. It's very catching and comforting, so have a listen. Now, for Sweet Cap'n Cakes, I mean, they all sound the same, dude. They all sound the same. They're good when you're listening to them in the game and the gang's all dancing, they're doing their little dances. But for Sweet Cap'n Cakes, I think C tier, dude. I mean, I don't think I can do anything better. They all sound the same, bro. No offense. Hey, it's the big shot theme of the one and only Spamton G Spamton. It's sleazy, it's sketchy, and it's got that goofy charm, just like the #1 rated salesman in the dark web. Alright, for Spamton. Now, Spamton's like everyone's favorite character, so his song has 2 parts, and you guys just listen to it, so you know how it is. I think for Spamton, just because of his character and the way he talks, the way he looks, the way he acts, considering his songs, I mean, they're good, but now it's time to be a good shot or a big shot. Or that part, I feel like it kind of gets annoying when you hear it again and again. Spamton, because he's a G, he easily gets A rank, dude. A tier, A rank, whatever you want to call it. A tier, dude. Yep. This motif is the weird motif that predominantly belongs to Spamton, but it also links to Tenna from chapter 3 while it's at it.
Mr. Antenna's TV show.
Alright, Hey Every. Now, Hey Every is basically a Spamton leitmotif. It could have been part 3 of Spamton, but just because of its connection to Tenna, they put Hey Every separately. So, Hey Every is good. I really like its use. I mean, it's more of a comedy thing. I mean, it's funny. It's like, nah, 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 nah. So, I think Hey Every, and it's used in Dump. I really don't know, but the way they used Hey Every in Dump, really good. So I think even though it's good, I'm just gonna give it B tier because it's just like a slight theme thing. I mean, I'm giving a Hey Every B. B tier is good. Not everyone gets the A's and the S's, bro.
Coming straight from your house.
This is the main theme of Tenna, and I think it's been used for the most in chapter 3. Here you go, have a listen.
Coming straight from your house. He's the one. The king of only.
Alright, now we have Tenna. Tenna is easy, dude. Tenna's new chapter, new guy, new leitmotif, and they used his leitmotif in so many songs. So many OSTs used his thing. But it's good. But honestly, if not for using it in everything, I would have given it S tier. I'm just giving it an A tier. Same stuff with Spamton. Tenna's also a loved character. So yeah, he's getting A tier, dude. A tier easy. Yep. The Dark Sanctuary is the general theme of chapter 4, and it has two variants. One is a good, hopeful one, and then there's a dark and frightening one. Alright, now Dark Sanctuary. For Dark Sanctuary, in the beginning you feel like it's so majestic, it's like you have a sense of purpose, and it really dials down the theme of chapter 4. So I think Dark Sanctuary should get around an A rank. I'm giving a lot of A rank because you guys know I'm giving a lot of A ranks and S ranks because they're just good. They're just good OSTs, bro. But oh my god, Dark Sanctuary is so good. I mean, Never Ending Night, oh my god, it's a good leitmotif, and the chapter 4 is the main leitmotif, so I have to give it an A rank, just like Tenna. So Now, setting aside these main and major motifs in the game, there's also character-specific motifs. We got Susie. Susie's theme, they used it a couple times, and then apparently they used it in Friends. I tried my best to hear for it, couldn't. Susie's theme gets a D tier. I don't even care, because in chapter 1 they made her look like this big bad bully, but in the end she was chill, and they never used this theme again. I mean, they used it in Friends and maybe in other medium, but it's hard to hear, and they didn't even make an evolved version of Susie's theme. So I think Susie's, I mean, it's not memorable, it's not iconic. It's okay. I'm giving it D tier. You guys can decide. I mean, this is my tier list. You guys can always have your own opinions, but me, I think I'll put it in D tier. Rouxls Kaard. Good, used in a couple of themes, but in its pronounced rules, the way it hits, like okay, that's the only reason it got a B tier. Rouxls Kaard, the way they use it in Rouxls Kaard is amazing. Berdly. I've seen people on the internet really be divided with Berdly. So I like Berdly's theme. I like his character. He's the nerd guy nobody talks to, and he thinks he's better than everyone else. So I think Berdly gets an A tier, dude. The character and the music, they They work together, and Berdly is a good example of that. And Gerson. Alright, time for my only character theme with an S tier without even any discussion is Gerson. Gerson's theme, the one that goes na, 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 na. Gerson was just the GOAT. The MVP of chapter 4 was Gerson. So I'm just giving Gerson S tier straight away, bro. Hammer of Justice is right now my favorite soundtrack in chapter 3 and 4. Hammer of Justice is goated. I mean, Black Knife is good, but Hammer of Justice is S tier even in like music standard, bro. Also, Gerson's theme is a variant of Undyne's theme from Undertale, and lore-wise, Gerson was Undyne's mentor and she looked up to him. That's why her theme incorporates Gerson's spirit. Have a listen. Yo, if we were to keep discussing, there's like a ton more leitmotifs we will be discussing, and it's gonna take forever to finish this video. Oh wait, I forgot the Root Busters! Well, in general, I would like to conclude this video by saying I love Deltarune and its soundtrack. And also I would love to see how Toby Fox would incorporate this in his future releases. If you think I missed something important, just let me know and I will address it in a future video, hopefully. And that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And later.